General Hospital spoilers reveal a desperate search, dirty tricks, father-son bonding, and so much more. You won't want to miss a moment of this intense new episode. Curtis, Donald Turner, turned to his old friend Drew, Cameron Matheson, to see if Drew could dig into any remnants of memory he may have from his time working on a black op called Operation Demeter. Drew admitted that Victor Charles Strahnessy wanted some sort of memories from his time as a Navy SEAL, but those memories should still be on a flash drive. However, Drew does remember records that might hold the answers, so he takes Curtis to a storage area where they go through boxes that could hold the location of Victor's secret bunker. After searching the boxes, Drew and Curtis go to Laura Jenny Francis with their findings. Will she also remember something from the original Iced Princess caper, Sunny? Maurice Bernard might not want to go to Willow Caitlin McMullen, and Michael's Chad Duell wedding without Nina Cynthia Watrous there, but she told him it was okay for him to attend the ceremony without her. He feels tons of guilt for this decision, but he promised Michael he could come to him when he needed him, and Michael came. There was no way Sunny could say no. Dante Dominic Zamprogna is surprised to hear of this thaw in the feud between his brother and his father, but can still tell Sunny has mixed feelings about this wedding because Nina is hurting. He asks Sunny if he's considered what going to this wedding will do to his relationship with Nina. Gladys, Bonnie Burrows, remains desperate to make sure Cody, Josh Kelly, ends up behind bars so he is deemed untrustworthy in case he ever decides to tell Sasha, Sophia Matson, that Gladys has been gambling her money away. To that end, she spends some time badmouthing the man she set up for theft after telling Sasha she is ready to leave town. As for Cody, he proclaims his innocence to Brooke Lynn, Amanda Seton, who believes he didn't steal the bracelet. Cody tells Brooke Lynn the one person he would never want to hurt is poor Sasha. Finally, Molly, Haley Pullos, and TJ, Taj Bello, are ready to take the next step in their quest to have a baby. GA spoilers say that Molly is about to get unexpected news. Does she visit a doctor as part of her pregnancy prep and learn something about her fertility? Viewers don't need GH spoilers to feel pretty confident Holly and Robert's paths will eventually cross, even if he is currently in Port Charles, and she, Felicia, and Tracy are on another continent, playing Find the Ethan. So what does this mean for Robert, Tristan Rogers, and Diane's Carolyn Hennessy burgeoning relationship, which currently consists of her telling him that defending mobsters is exactly the same as taking down international criminals? They all get their hands dirty, so what's the difference? What effect will Holly, Emma Sams, have on this pairing that so far has only shared a kiss? Once he lays eyes on Holly again, Robert won't be able to take Diane's flirting seriously, 16% dismiss. Holly is the love of his life, and any other woman just can't measure up, especially one who basically stands for everything Robert, as the district attorney, is supposed to be against. An almost equal 18% agree, but add that the Robert and Diane pairing would only be in jeopardy if Holly actually wants Robert back. Right now, she seems completely focused on rescuing her son. She isn't thinking about romance, and we can't judge by the last time she was in town. She was playing everyone then, so what does Holly really want? We're pretty sure Robert and Diane would love to know Robert knows he has no future with Holly. 66% aren't interested in going down that road again, and have decided that Robert isn't either. She's off on her own capers, and Robert is now the grand old man of law in Port Charles. Their lives haven't been in the same place for over 3 decades now, especially since they took turns being dead for large chunks of them. What they had is dead and buried, like the victims of so many of Diane's upstanding clients. The General Hospital recap features Holly Sutton on the search for Ethan and hitting pay dirt. In this episode, Holly and Felicia go undercover to find Ethan, while Robert flirted with Diane back in Port Charles. Chase went before the Civilian Review Board with Blaze and Brooke Lynn in his corner. Chase's dad Gregory had an offer for Alexis that didn't go as planned. Nina was on board with whatever Sunny had to do to find Liesl as Willow made plans for her death that included peace between Sunny and Michael. Now let's dig a little deeper into the details. Felicia, Christina Wagner, and Holly, Emma Sams met up in a Venezuelan hotel room to discuss the Ice Princess necklace. Robert, Tristan Rogers, had already told Holly that Victor, Charles Shaughnessy, had the real thing at this point. She wanted to help bring Victor down but felt they needed to first find Ethan, as well as Luke's Tony Geary killer. Holly explained she had given up hope of locating Ethan, James Ryan, but just learned he was on the same island. Felicia pointed out that it was a bit coincidental. The ladies put on their formal finest and made their way into a private auction house Victor runs. Holly was sure Ethan was somewhere nearby, so they posed as bidders and were shocked when the first item up for bid was her son. For the privilege of ending the life of Ethan Lovett, the bidding will start at $1 million. Brooke Lynn, Amanda Seton, came barreling into the Civilian Review Board meeting room to help Chase, Josh Swickard, present his case and get his job back. She gave him a pep talk as the board walked in, and Chase was happy to have her stay for moral support. Blaze, aka Allison Rogers, Jacqueline Grace Lopez, soon arrived to speak on Chase's behalf, telling the board how Chase stood up for her to sexual predator Link Brown, Dan Barron. She explained that Chase made her feel safe and protected, just like the cop should. Brooke Lynn was up next and gave a heart-filled speech about how much Chase cares about other people, another trait all cops should have. Finally, Chase spoke for himself and said no matter what happened after the meeting, he will always be thankful for his time as a PC cop. When the meeting was over, Chase thanked Brooke Lynn before the review board returned with an answer. Gregory Harrison, surprised Alexis Nancy Lee Grahn at her office, asking if he could be involved with the Victor hostage-taking story, considering it was the story of the year. Since this was about Alexis's family, he thought he could be of help as she tried to keep her emotions in check. Alexis was grateful for his offer of assistance, but didn't like the idea of not being able to help him. Gregory went on and on about friendship, but Alexis accused him of missing her and admitted that was true. She even missed him too, so she took him back as her reporting partner. Before they got to work, Alexis insisted on talking about his condition. She worried that working with her could hurt his health and that she might not be able to help him if he fell ill. Gregory didn't think that was a good enough reason to tell her what he was suffering from, so Alexis let the subject go, until he passed out right in front of her. Carly, Laura Wright, and her daughter arrived at the gatehouse at Carly's son's beckoning to help Willow, Ketlin McMullen, plan another deft wedding, but first Willow had a request of Carly. She explained that she wanted her children to grow up with family all around them, whether she was alive to see it or not. She then brought up the resentment Michael, Chad Duell, feels towards Sunny, Morris Bernard, as well as the fact that Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, and Christina, Lexi Ainsworth, do not feel the same as her fiancé. She worried that Donna and Avery might start seeing Sunny's side of things too, leaving Michael isolated from his siblings, thus giving her kids a smaller family. It finally hit Carly that Willow was asking her to convince Michael to forgive Sunny for the crime of choosing someone else over his mother. Carly admitted that she never asked Michael to defend her in such a way and never encouraged this estrangement, but Willow asked her to talk to Michael because she might be the only person who could get through to him about Sunny, so Carly agreed. While Willow and Carly spoke, Michael and Jocelyn, Eden McCoy, waited outside, and Joss couldn't wait to tell Michael that Sunny knew all about her relationship with Dex, Evan Hofer. In fact, he had known for months. Jocelyn remained completely perplexed that Sunny didn't really care, something that also seemed to confuse her brother. Michael had to admit that Sunny called and offered help in finding Liesel, Kathleen Gaddy, and this stunned Jocelyn. Could Sunny not be a big bad monster ogre after all? Sunny and Robert met up at GH, and all Robert could do was give Sunny dirty looks, thanks to sending a very willing Diane, Carolyn Hennessy, to represent the man who tried to kill Lucy, Lynn Herring, at the nurses' ball. Sunny defended himself by saying they now know to look for the haunted star thanks to Diane's work, so Robert should be thanking him rather than berating him. Nina, Cynthia Watrose, soon interrupted their talk, so Robert left. Nana informed Sunny that she knew he helped discover that Victor had set sail with her Aunt Liesel and the rest. She was determined to find them and help Willow, so she asked Sunny to tell her everything he knew and how he got the information. Sunny didn't like it, but he finally relented and told her everything about Diane and Victor's goon. Nina admitted she could handle knowing about Sunny's business, but she changed the subject right back to finding Liesel. Sunny assured her that both he and the authorities were on it, and they'd locate Liesel as soon as they could. When Diane showed up at the hospital, Robert went on and on about her working for Sunny, but she made sure to point out she has many clients, and Sunny is just one. They then had a chat over tea in which Robert accused Sunny of compromising Diane, so she rightly pointed out that he is not necessarily compromised whenever he accepts a plea as DA, nor is he compromised when he breaks the law and rules for the WSB. They then decided to have dinner together,